tonight, refugees. It's refugees, but I have read it before, I think. I'm sorry, but it's my first poem anyway. It's refugees. They've come to cut down trees. They feel obliged to do it. Under the darkening sky, the squirrel's haul lies at their feet under a crush of logs. Too soon they're advocates of hate. The despoilation of the woods. Escaping birds avoid the blade. They're afraid to die, but soon they will be afraid to live. Concrete mixers stand proud, spew out liquid cement, a cover-up for insects, denying half-starved birds their meal. They're homeless now, like a bunch of refugees. Birds are returning to the trees, tease the butterflies as they pass, like so many ballroom dancers with skirts of luminosity, raring to go. I saw a naked girl on a Zippoliti beach with a butterfly halo and eyes of twisted silk. I was high, I admit it. The girl's hair was brown sugar, the very best. Her body as fluid as a mermaid's, tossing her tail in the waves. Depraved, you call her depraved? I say no. As we trudge back to our cabin on the beach with its open window of stars and a double hammock, forever yours, our dreams are fluid, a petroleum rush of colours jetting us out on a reel like tropical fish caught on an imaginary tide. And then I'm back on my film kind of theme tonight, actually, as well.
26, I felt. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Sorry. No, it's not. I'm not reading
okay,
that.
Fair enough. A bit down here. Moment.
Oh, come on, Robert.
Oh, here we are.
Okay. Right. Sorry about that.
Pause there. Technical sergeants.
We have a really bad technically, both of us.
Really bad.
But this is welcome to my display. An apartment block, the entrance to a cinema, garish lights saying welcome to my display. An old whore in frantic possession, approached by the furtive and the lost. The streets decked out in gold and purple velvet. A cabaret tonight, she calls the punters in. Shifting displays blossom in the river, a cannabis dream, which possesses me from the outside in. I pause. In the rain, lamplights gleam and traffic becomes rotting fruit, sprawled out and running on the road. Windscreen wipers whir. Shop shutters are pulled across and slotted in place. A waft of spices bless the air from the Indian cafe. I swig my half-empty bottle of red Controle, which was buried deep with a leftover cigar. The woman eyes me with an insect glare. We exchange lifestyles with looks to kill, unsympathetic stares. I take in her trollop's dress, shiny and red like open wounds. Her legs bony as a skeleton's with long plastic boots to match. Her plumber's lips engage in a smile as she tightens the screw. I feel for my wallet and enter so as not to upset the whore. Handing over notes I can ill afford. They have feelings, don't they? I fancy something weird and strange to satisfy my jaded tastes. My notebook at the ready, I plan to leave enriched. I'll sail away on a bateau mouche as silvery dawn embraces the sky, feeling like a smooth operator on a grand spree, dreaming wild. Can you do it quickly, please? Okay. And then finally is it's called Infatuation. It's a kind of crime story, really, as a poem. They found her in Victoria, London, in a Russian hotel. Her body shone like an avocado. Was she the ghostly model for the maid in Déjeuner sur l'herbe, painted by Manet? Did her hands shake as she dropped the flowers all over my lady's naked body? My dear lady, fresh from her piano, where she played Mozart like a demon, now at rest. It was my lord who furnished her with roses. The red petals cascaded down, covering her wounds. His crime of passion with the maid, an infatuation not to be despised. He had wanted her so badly, yet now she cried tears of glass. Though she had been treated like a slave, she had loved her lady best. It was all a show, the secret caresses, the subterfuge, the hidden smiles, a forced romance, next to be seen in a crime series in a cinema. How many ways can you die after a coup de foudre? The cops were totally unaware of the crime, not having read about it in the Sun or the Daily Mail. But once it became hot press, they were convinced it was a vile crime committed by the groom, the reputed lover of my lady, a jealous act after she defected to the handyman, a sworn rival. There was an artist on the scene, I'm told. He has disappeared, chasing sunsets in stolen limousines, frantically painting murder scenes in oils, disintegrating bodies splayed out the canvas like bad dreams or acid attacks. Such a fiend. He even tried to dig up the corpse and use it as an objet d'art. My lord was all approval, like Lord Lucan. He played the leading role in the unwieldy drama. Who else to blame for the death but a jealous maid, tricked out in secret fineries, who wanted him for herself, who even helped to dig her grave? Crocodile tears in profusion, his and hers. Yet who could see such innocence destroyed, but a sweet coquette cultivated by the master, hanging around with a battered suitcase after her final ravishment, but in vain. He was off to the Isle of Mystique. That's me. Thank you.
Robert, you were going to share something?
No, I can find it. I said I'm very bad.
Okay, great. I'll sound perfect. Thank you.
Oh, forgive me. I'll fill in with a bit of fun. I'm going to read from now. Okay. Brahmaputra from an intergalactic perspective. Arcadia or Eden, prelapsarian, in time of the daughters of Jerusalem, visions of Ezekiel, images of lions and humankind angels, Chaldean astrologers, argosy, travelers from Egypt and beyond, peyote or mescaline, sharpening the focal point, orbiting exoplanets from Jupiter, rising from the ocean, Carpathian mountains refracted from the solar system, the ionosphere over the mountains of the moon, versicolored black light simulacra, a scintilla orbiting the earth, travelers from Genesis, Arcadia or Eden Valley, a transcript of sigils, fragments of Sanskrit written in Himalayas, a diamond-inspired landscape from Ramapithecus, worlds within worlds, Pythagorean Delphi, light of a Magellanic cloud, jewelry of the stars. Skull fragments from Neanderthal. In the ice fields of the Terra Incognito, skull fragments of a sacred burial ground, a geophysical time window, the summer grass dying in a desert, a Hyperborean land, river in midstream, 1,000 amphibious people returning to the mountains ad infinitum, leaving stargazing to Sanskrit masters, chiaroscuro of the sun-moon shadows spinning within the eye of the skull, ululation screaming across the tundra, listening for the rising cranes, ghosts from the time wanderers, intergalactic travelers from beyond. And finally from me tonight, Leonardo's perspective. Versicolored black light simulacra, returning from beyond the ionosphere valley. In Renaissance eyes, Elysian fields, Giotto circle visionary for outside time, exoplanets spinning within worlds, a parallax bird's eye view, melanoma, genesis of a sanctuary in a sepulchre, an apocryphal cartoon, long-standing, moonrise in winter solstice, a spherical earth, since Galileo's concentric circle sunrise, within the nuclei of the solar system, new heaven, new earth, sidereal time, Renaissance eyes, reflections on the mind, in camera, in homage to Machiavelli, a bigger picture, parallax vision, relatively circumnavigating Earthlight, intergalactic, passion flower to celebrate Nolin Tangere, aesthetically central to light and ex cathedra, Reredos, on the hillside overlooking Golgotha. Astrologers denote the eclipse of Apocrypha. Thank you very much.
Good.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Well done, Robert.
Thank you, David.